Hey everybody, this is Stonester. I just wanted to show you guys a replay that I had in my T54E1. I'm actually trying to 3-mark it, but I really like it. There's a lot of gold usage here, but that's kind of normal because this thing has 210 penetration on a tier 9. So let's get the replay started. We got plenty of time to talk before I load, because it's like even with Coke, it's a 33-second reload. So and because of that, this thing it has some decent armor for a medium, but it's slow and takes forever to load the clip, and you've got 4 shells at 390 alpha, so it's it can be formidable if you get it in the right situation, but as you'll see, the gun handling is awful on it, so as is the T57 that comes after it. So I didn't want to jump out there right away. Now I see this Lorraine and I'm thinking that I might help out my teammate, the 430, so he doesn't get clipped out. So first, of course, Maushin sitting back on the sniper hill. Good job, buddy. But I don't have any good penning shots, so I don't even bother. So yeah, it's a good tank. This, of course, is mines. We have the disadvantage, but somehow we ended up getting hill, and that 40T decides to poke on me and get a shot in. But normally from this side you don't get the hill, but for whatever reason we did end up getting it. So I'm able to track and then finish off the Lorraine, and then after a few seconds here, I decide that I really need to load APCR because I would like to pin that Maushin if at all possible. But even that's questionable with 255 pin, which is what the gold rounds on this have. So I'm hoping we don't cap out, because that's the worst thing that could happen when you're trying to 3-mark a tank. But nevertheless, you can't control what your teammates do. Fortunately, that does not happen. Here I do something incredibly stupid and I get away with it. But I do spot their arty. So my first shot, I miss completely, and then Udez tracks me. I'm sitting in front of a 704 and that new 2684, and I get just the luckiest snapshot into the 704. So now I'm on reload again, but anyway, I should have got obliterated there, but I didn't. Instead, they shot at the 430, which is too bad. So anyway, I'm telling the 430, let's get out of here, because really, against a Maushin, a 2684, and a 704, and then there's also a Udez back there somewhere, thinking that's not really a good plan. Plus they have a bat chat sitting there spotting for them, so they'll spot us right away if we try and push that. So you can see the speed on this thing is not very good. It is pretty slow. It does get troll bounces like against that 704 and that Udez, but if you get up close, people pin you almost every time. The turret cheeks on the thing are down low and out to the far outside, so it's really easy to pin. If somebody is looking at your corner and pre-aim there, they're gonna pin you, because you won't be able to even see them before they have a pinning shot. So because the gun handling is so bad on this thing, I wanted to get quite a bit of that VTU showing, and I still only pinned 1 shot out of that 4. So, and I bounce off a VTU. He's the luckiest VTU in the world, I guess. So we're up to about 1800 damage, and not much is happening in the game. But of course, I've got long periods that I'm on a reload, so so I'm just kind of watching the map, and I see that 430 is there and that VTU, and I don't know exactly what's happening, but I see that our E75 is going up, so I'm hoping. Oh, and he spots a lurver here, so he's not paying attention to me. So I track him and pin him, and then I look up and I see that there's a one-shot Maushan, so I want to kill the Maushan, so that's what I do. That's actually a pretty important part of the game, because if you look at the E75, probably would have died up there had I not killed that Maushan. He might not have. I mean, he's still half health, but once again on a reload, so I'm kind of relocating. I'd like to get that 704 lit and out. So this is the direction that you need to come in order to do that. So so if you come from back in, from back in this area and you come up to this rock, and then you can come around to where I'm at now, and then you follow this edge all the way along here, and you can get shots up in, there's a bush up here and you'll see it shortly, but where you can get shots, and sometimes you don't even get lit for it. So that bat chat, I don't know what he's doing, but I ought to be, I forgot to change back to sniper mode, but those shots, 4 shots, 1 pin, and they were well aimed. They went over and under, and so now I'm just wanting to make sure I get the spotting for this, because the guy's not even paying attention to me. So, but yeah, those were well aimed shots. They just missed. And the shell velocity is actually pretty good with the APCR rounds. So once again, gun handling to the rescue for that RD. So 3,400 damage is actually quite good in this thing. Normally, you know, get 2K all sometimes, but we're up to 5 kills, and we're just nearing the end of the game. But I will put up on YouTube the in the comments the Watt Replays link as well for you. But yeah, that's an Ace tanker. It doesn't take much. 4,000 damage and a tier 9 is not that much. I mean, I had 6K combined, so that's probably what pushed me over the edge. But anyway, I really like the tank, even though it's got terrible gun handling. That's just, I'm kind of used to it, and I could usually position where I know people are going to show up and pre-aim stuff. I use it in cities a lot. I'll hide around the corner from the heavies, let the heavies engage, and then dump my clip and then reload. And that is very successful in this thing. And then even if you take a hit, oftentimes if they're snapping you, they will bounce. So they're not going to bounce the lower plate very often, although they can, because if you look at the lower plate, it's rounded just like a lot of the high tier Americans, and so if they hit it at any oblique angle, then they won't pin. These cheeks, or this is what I was talking about, these turret cheeks. So when you pull around a corner, you see those before you can even see the enemy. So it's never good to pull out on somebody that's pre-aimed in this. So I hope you enjoyed the game, and we will catch you on the next one.